Friends, have you ever wondered? What would the world look like if World War III ever happened? This story answers that question. We begin in America, where there's only destruction left. World War III has ended and Russia has won. Every other nation has lost everything. America is in ruins, with flames falling from the sky. Very few people remain. Some are still alive. Others aren't. Radiation has spread everywhere. Even the cat we see now has lost all its fur. She, too, has become a cannibal, eating meat to survive, but just then an arrow strikes her, and she dies instantly. The arrow was shot by Eli, a survivor in this broken world. He's covered himself carefully, because he knows what radiation can do. After the cat dies, he takes her with him. With him, we witness the fate of this world, a fate sealed by reckless leaders. There's silence everywhere. No humans, no life. Eli finds a car on the road. When he opens the door, the driver inside has turned into a skeleton. Looking at it, he feels sorrow. This man must have been going somewhere, but died of hunger and thirst. A little further ahead, he sees a house, one that's still somewhat intact. When he goes inside, he's hit by a terrible stench. Following it, he finds a corpse hanging. Probably the house's owner who had taken his own life. Eli notices his shoes. He takes them and wears them. He cooks the cat and eats it, cleans himself up, then rests, listening to music on his earphones. But by morning, the battery is dead. He starts his journey again. But for Eli, this is nothing new. He's been surviving alone for a long time. Suddenly, he sees a helpless woman calling for help. But Eli knows the tricks of this world. He senses others are hiding nearby. He calmly says, "Come out, I know you're there." And they do. Their leader steps forward and demands, "Give us everything you've got or you'll regret it." He pushes Eli once. Eli warns him, "Do it again and you'll lose your hand." But the man pushes him again. In a flash, Eli cuts off his hand. Chaos breaks out. The group of cannibals attacks. But here, we see Eli's true strength. The reason he survived so long in this hellish world. One by one, he kills them all, then continues on his way without looking back. He walks further and sees a group of men harassing a couple. But Eli reminds himself, "This is not my fight. I need to keep going. My journey isn't over yet." Finally, he reaches a town. Everyone stares at him strangely, as if he's from another world. Because to them, no one should still be alive out there. He enters a shop. The shopkeeper points a gun at him. Eli calmly explains, "I'm not here to harm you." But the man doesn't lower the gun. So Eli disarms him in a second, then returns the gun to show. If he wanted to kill him, he would have done it already. He's only here to charge his battery. In exchange, he offers tissues, paper, and a sauce pouch. As Eli prepares to leave, he sees the same bikers from before, the ones who had attacked that couple. Their boss is looking for books, but not just any book. He's hunting for one in particular, the Bible. And he hasn't found it yet. This surprises us just as much as when he celebrates finding a small bottle of shampoo. He offers it to someone, saying it's enough to get them a drink at the bar. Meanwhile, Eli is already at that same bar, drinking water, paying for it with his gloves and lighter. The girl serving him is named Solara. She brings him the water. During this time, a cat is seen roaming around Eli's belongings. As she walks, he tries to push her away, saying, "My owner doesn't like this." When Eli looks at the man, he recognizes him. He's the same person who walks those paths and kills innocent people. That's why Eli warns him, "I don't want to fight." But the man wasn't in the mood to listen. What happened next? Eli first warns him, and then kills his men in the blink of an eye. Even Solara was shocked. How could he kill so many men so fast? But Carrie, the boss, wasn't done. He sends more men to capture Eli and bring him alive. He was impressed with Eli's abilities. He tells him, "I've got food, water, a place to sleep. I want to grow my town. I need people like you. Come with me." But Eli refuses clearly. "I'm not your goon," he says. Carrie isn't ready to hear that. He tells his men, "Keep him locked up. He'll change his mind." But behind him, a woman named Marlena comes to Eli. She's blind. When Eli offers her food and water, he gently asks, "Since when are you blind?" She replies, and Eli treats her with respect. This makes her emotional. No one had ever shown her this kindness before. She goes to Carrie and says, "I don't think he'll work for you. He doesn't have even the slightest greed in him." But Carrie insists. He says, "He'll work for me. I'll send Solara to him." Marlena begs him not to. Solara is her daughter. She doesn't want her to be hurt. But Carrie doesn't care. He sends Solara to seduce Eli. Solara tries to flirt, but Eli refuses her calmly, saying, "Leave now. I want to sleep." But Solara pleads, "I can't go back. If I do, they'll beat my mother. Please let me stay here tonight. I'll sleep downstairs. I promise I won't bother you." Eli agrees. But just then, she sees a book in Eli's things. She quickly hides it, curious. What book is this? She tries asking him many times, "What's that book?" But he says nothing. She asks another question, "Where do you get your water from?" Solara says she answer, but only if Eli tells her about the book. Still, Eli says nothing and sits to eat. Before eating, he prays to God. Solara finds this strange. No one does this anymore. Is that book the Bible? If it is, why won't Eli let others see it? Before the world ended, this was a holy book. But what now? The next morning, Solara and her mother have breakfast. Solara tries to say a prayer. She doesn't know how to finish it. Carrie hears and finishes it for her. That's when he realizes. This is the man. He has the book Carrie's been searching for. He asks Solara, "Does he have a book?" She lies, "No." But Carrie doesn't believe her. He starts threatening her mother Dot under pressure. Solara admits it. Yes, he has a book. It has a leather cover and a cross on it. Carrie immediately sends his men to Eli's room. But Eli had already left. He went to the same shop to pick up his things. But when he comes out, Carrie's army is waiting. Carrie confronts him. "I know you have the Bible. Give it to me. I want to give people hope, show them what to do next." But Eli knows better. Carrie doesn't want hope. He wants to control people. He'll use the Bible to make them fear him, to make them worship him as a god. And that's what people do when they lose control. They lie to the world and make themselves gods. So Eli refuses. Carrie gets furious. He orders his men, attack from all sides. A gunfight begins, but Eli isn't easy to take down. He shoots everyone. Carrie also gets shot in the foot. His men rush to carry him inside, but a truth becomes clear. Deep down, even Carrie knows. This man is different. He doesn't kill anyone without reason. Eli walked away from there, but after going some distance, he suddenly heard a girl's voice behind him. When he turned around, Suhara was standing there, trying to go with him, because her mother said she would be safer with Eli, but Eli refused. Then Suhara asked him, would he keep her with him if she showed him the place where the town gets its water? Eli agreed. And both of them went to the same place where water is supplied to the whole town. But that place was already taken over by Carrie's people. So first, Eli asked Suhara to wait outside. He quietly handled the guards, went inside, and stored some water. Then, he did something very clever. He locked Suhara inside. because he knew the journey ahead was dangerous. He had explained this to Suhara. Meanwhile, on the other side, Carrie was receiving treatment. She asked her men to get ready because now they were going after. Li. Richard, Carrie's most trusted man, was told to do this job for her. He questioned her, why so much obsession over a book? Carrie replied, this book. It's about the whole world. Richard then offered her a deal. If I catch Eli, I'll be yours forever. Carrie agreed. Now Suhara had left the place. She was walking down an empty road. There, she saw a woman who came to help her. Suhara, crying, ran toward her, but the woman told her to leave. Actually, friends, it was a trap. Suhara was now caught. 2 men arrived and began to assault her. But just then, Eli appeared. He fired an arrow, and it pierced through the attacker's private part. In the end, Suhara thanked him, but soon after, Carrie's men arrived. They learned that Eli and Suhara were together and headed in a specific direction. Both Eli and Suhara found a place to rest for the night. During this time, Eli was reading the same Bible. Suhara saw it and asked, "Do you read it every day?" Eli replied, "Yes." Then she asked, "Why are people so obsessed with it? Why do they go crazy over it?" Eli explained, "This war happened because some powerful people believed they were greater than God. They created hatred using the power of religion. They made people turn on each other. One by one, countries started fighting, and that's how this world ended up like this. It wasn't religion's fault. It was humanity's mistake. All sacred books were burned. Only one remains, the one I'm carrying north. I believe there are still people there who will preserve this book and maybe, just maybe, make the world whole again." Carrie was now moving forward with her army because he didn't want the Bible to fall into anyone else's hands. Meanwhile, Eli and Suhara had traveled some distance when they came across a house in a quiet, isolated area. But as soon as Eli reached the gate, he got caught in a trap. Friends, the city was filled with such traps set up by the people living there. This trap, too, was set by an old couple. But when the old man saw Suhara, he called her inside. However, when Eli noticed a house built behind theirs and saw a cemetery nearby, he realized they were cannibals too. So both of them quickly went inside. But by then, Carrie had also arrived with her men. Eli asked the old man, "Do you have a weapon?" The man opened up a sofa, and inside was a whole stash of guns. They got ready. Soon, the real fight began. Eli threw out a book, but it turned out to be a bomb. There was a massive explosion. Carrie's men were blinded, and then came a hailstorm of bullets. The couple was killed in the chaos, and after some time, Carrie's forces realized Eli wouldn't survive. So he finally surrendered. Carrie stepped forward and asked Eli to hand over the book. But even after everything, Eli refused. Because he knew exactly what that book meant. Carrie knew it too. She had a plan. She pointed a gun at Eli, and he had no choice. He was forced to hand over the Bible. The moment Carrie got it, she shot Eli and also killed Suhara. Then she left the place, knowing Eli was of no use to her anymore. But Suhara wasn't dead. She didn't want to go with them. So she fought with all her might, killed the driver, and caused the vehicle to overturn. There, she saw a grenade and threw it at another car full of Carrie's people, killing many of them. Now, Carrie's men had no choice but to head back home. They were out of fuel and out of time. On the other side, Suhara had escaped and returned to the same house, but Eli wasn't there. Maybe he had gone somewhere? Was he still alive? She hoped so. She remembered he was going north, so she followed the same path. Eventually, she found him. Without wasting a moment, she placed him in the car and drove away. Meanwhile, Carrie reached the north. When she opened the Bible, she saw it had a lock. She rushed to the shopkeeper to get it opened. But once it was unlocked, she realized it was written in Braille, a Bible for the blind. There was nothing written that she could read. Meanwhile, Ile and Suhara had traveled far and arrived at a place where some people were crossing a broken bridge. They used a boat to reach the other side. A man saw them and asked, "Why are you here?" Ile replied, "I have a Bible, but I can only speak it." The man welcomed him, saying, "Here, every person is a book. You are here to restore what we've lost." So Eli began reciting the Bible, word for word, from memory. That's when the truth is revealed. Eli had been blind since childhood. Shocking, isn't it? For 30 years, he had read the Bible daily until he memorized every single page. Now, he was dictating each line with clarity and deep understanding, and the man was writing it down. Meanwhile, Carrie called Marlena and asked her to read the Braille Bible, but Marlena told her, "I forgot how to read this a long time ago." Now Carrie had no hope left. No one could help her. And what Marlena said came true. Within seconds, Carrie looked outside and saw the townspeople storming in. All of her men were already dead. And Carrie knew her time was up. Back at the sanctuary, Eli was taking his final breaths. He finished reciting the Bible right before he died. A new copy was printed and placed beside the QUR and now. They had everything needed to rebuild a better world. But remember, religion must always be followed in moderation. Too much of it, and it turns into poison. That's the lesson this story teaches us. Eli died peacefully. Suhara buried him there. Then she set off again, not alone this time, but with the Bible by her side. And this is where the story ends, friends. We only understand the true meaning of God when we are truly helpless. That's when we remember Him with our whole heart. This story reminds us of that. It also shows how people are often misled in the name of religion. Just like Carrie tried to do, but we must never fall into such traps. So friends, how did you like the story? Let us know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.